The Trials population is at an all-time low. It is going very, very, and I mean very low. This video isn't to bash on Bungie or Destiny. We've already had a bunch of those videos before. It's just showing you guys the current state of the game and how bad Trials is doing. The population for Destiny is not the worst it's ever been, even though it's pretty bad at the moment. I've seen lower, like pretty damn low. This is not the lowest ever, but it still goes to show how bad Trials is right now if the population isn't even at an all-time low. But the amount of matches in Trials are. The PvP meta isn't fun. Every time we have some sort of broken meta, they take 10,000 years to nerf it. I don't know exactly what goes on in there, so I can't say for certain, but it is very frustrating as a player to have to log in and play against the most broken stuff ever for months on end and just be told, yeah, we'll nerf this, we'll nerf that. And when the nerfs do come in, they are not very significant at all. The nerfs that we are getting pretty soon towards Prismatic honestly seem pretty solid, but I still feel like it's going to be very strong. I don't know if the nerfs are going to be enough. I genuinely deep down feel like Prismatic is still going to be extremely strong even after all of the nerfs. I'll show you guys the nerfs on screen here. We have a nerf towards the Shadow Clones, we have a nerf towards the Smoke Bombs and the Swarm Grenades. Smoke Bomb nerfs, they're still going to be very strong. Even though they reduce the amount of time they could be stuck to like a surface or something, it's still doing the same amount of damage, the same amount of debuff. It doesn't slow you as much, but I really don't think it's going to matter. Shadow Clones got nerfed pretty hard, so if you shoot them, they don't shoot out threadlings, but the fact is, if someone dodges next to you with a Shadow Clone and you get slowed, you're going to take a good amount of damage no matter what, and you're going to die. Regardless of what happens, it's still that strong. It's just very unfun to play against, and I think that's what a lot of people started to notice and started to feel, is that it just wasn't very fun. Another main thing is the episodes take a very long time to finish, and not a lot of content within. We're currently in Act 3 of Episode 1, and I did not notice that at all. I don't know if anyone else noticed. We got a cool exotic mission, which I was very grateful for, but that was literally it. I made one video on a new weapon that came out in Act 3, and that's all there was to do. And I've seen a lot of people complaining. It's not really only a YouTuber problem I'm having. It's more so like there's not new content to play in the new acts. Even though that's what they promised. They said every new act we get a bunch of new weapons and stuff like that, or new activities, but it genuinely doesn't feel like that. It feels like we're getting literally nothing. We're just getting a like 4 to 5 month long season. That's literally what it is. And that's a big reason why Trials, I feel like, is suffering, is because we're not seeing anything new within the playlist. No new weapons to get outside of Trials to use inside of Trials, if that also makes sense. So we're seeing the same exact weapons for like 5 months straight with the same exact meta. And normally people would say, you know, Trials will bounce back, the population will bounce back. When we get the new big DLC, there'll be new guns people could use, new subclasses and stuff like that. And normally I'd agree and I would just brush this off. But this time there's no big DLC. We're getting Episode 2, which will be pretty solid. I'm sure we're going to get a new dungeon and stuff. But after the first 2 weeks, when the hype dies down, what do we have after the episode? We have Act 2 and Act 3. But we all know the acts are not really going to change much at all. We're going to get maybe like 1 or 2 new weapons, and that's it. And I don't think that's going to be enough to keep the player base sustainable. It just seems like Trials is going to be doomed pretty soon. I don't know if they can really do anything. I don't know if they care to do anything. I'm sure they do. Obviously, they don't want their game to die. That's so stupid to say. But it still hurts to see the game slowly falling without anything we could do about it. Again, this was not a jab at Destiny or Bungie or anything. I'm just kind of showing you guys what's going on here and my honest opinions about the episodes / acts and stuff, since we've basically been through a whole cycle already. Overall, I'm just not a fan of it. I really wish we just kept the old seasonal model, but I don't think it was going to be possible for that anyways. But yeah, that's basically it. That's my opinions on things. Some people were asking how I felt about the Prismatic nerfs. That's how I feel. I don't think it's going to be enough. And I honestly feel like if we keep going like this, Trials is going to be very hard to play in the future because a lot of people just aren't really having fun right now. I hope they can do a pretty solid change. I don't know what they could do. I feel like we've listed a bunch of things they could do already, so there's just no point of even talking about it. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll have a normal video up tomorrow.